So, as a tradition here at Mystery School, some of you know, some of you don't know, we like to usually end off the night before we really go into open sitting down chats with talking about the sun and looking at the radar of the sun. So, this week, in the next few days, it's been generally quiet, had a few spikes here and there, but it's been an overall quiet week, which is surprising considering the last few weeks have been absolutely fluxing and all over the place. We had one pop off, but it wasn't anywhere near Earth, so there was nothing to really worry about, and it's going to generate very minor storms, nothing too significant to really be scared of. And yeah. And thanks to our good friend Junk DNA, he provided us with some pictures and a video of something very fascinating. Junk, talk about that big old burrito in the sky.
Well, focus your eyes more so on the right part of the screen because the next thing has to do with the left.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're off to the right. We zoomed in on the image. You're seeing another massive cylindrical ship. And we like to call them ship because these things do seem piloted and they seem absolutely enormous. Again, this is through LASCO C3. It was launched, I think, close to the end of 95. But it basically monitors the sun 24/7, and we get little jumps, a 72-hour period of images that fluctuate every 12 minutes. People are a little too bored or maybe not as interested in diving into each still frame. So I do that luxury, and we find clips like this where we find these massive craft just sitting in plain view. And this is not the first. If you've been part of Mystery School before, you've definitely seen these things before and with even greater clarity. But this is just a little reminder that even as of today, they are still perusing the solar system.
Yeah, and I wish I had these on hand, but we've seen fleets of just burritos and sometimes pencils and straws in the sky. And I say that to give a description of, how skinny they are versus how chubby and fat they are, because they all range in different sizes. It's not consistent. I mean, there's a pattern to it, of course, but it's not consistent. So, Junk, would you like to explain what the hell that thing is there on the left? Because I have no idea. I want to say what I think it is, but I could be totally and completely wrong.
So a lot of us have been seeing, maybe if you're into space news, there's this comet known as C2002 E3 ZTF. And it's basically coming within like 26 million miles of the Earth. So we're able to see it very clearly, and it's going towards the inner solar system. So it's getting even closer to the sun, which is why its tail will start to become even brighter and longer as it starts to, quote unquote, disintegrate, evaporate, whatever. But I think its last closest approach, they're saying, was about 50,000 years ago. So it's absolutely really, really cool to get, primordial celestial objects back in our neck of the woods. And this thing is hauling ass. I mean, it's moving 128,000 miles per hour. So it's really big. It's moving extremely fast, and it is absolutely beautiful. If you've ever seen a still image, this thing has like a really nice tint of green, and it's split up almost like a V. just from like the spray end of its tail. It's really, really cool. And you can see this with the naked eye. So I would highly recommend if you go on Google and maybe type your location, how to observe Comet C 2002 E3 ZTF. It should be passing overhead anytime right now, so you can go out and see it for yourself. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Like, we need to get excited about space yet again, and this is the perfect way to do it: is to realize that you are in a live, active universe that is constantly moving, growing, and evolving.
And something that's also really interesting about comets is that they interact with like electromagnetic fields. So, and if the sun's kind of also very electromagnetic as well. So those solar blasts that you see kind of going off in the direction of the comet was probably honestly triggered by the fact that it was coming so close to the sun, that was their little exchange that they had between each other. And comets can do that. Well, they'll trigger solar activity as well. So everything's connected.
Fascinating. So yeah, that is all I wrote for this evening.
Oh, Scuba, did you get the last thing I sent you?
Oh, you sent me more? Oh, that's, yeah, can't not do that. And we had some activity in the Schumann.
Yeah, 62 hertz. I mean, this thing was a blast. We haven't gotten anything above, I think it was 35 as of recent. So 60, the double the limit. These were some powerful upgrades. And
Literally just a
with
few
the
hours ago.
activation, yeah, with the activation comes these light codes, of which Dylan talks about a lot. So it's important to realize, again, just like I said before, that you are part of this universe and you are part of this planet. And when the planet spikes, you spike. And that's why you have to relate your condition, be it mental, physical, emotional, or energetic, to the state of the planet and the flux it's going through. And this was a very, very powerful, positive shift into a higher frequency. And that's why I think, the more you acclimate, the less severe the ascension symptoms will hit you. So you won't get migraines or, insomnia, or vice versa. You won't get extreme exhaustion. Although that is a natural part of the integration, is to allow your body to fully reset so that you can anchor some of these subconscious energies that you maybe add resistance to. And when you go to sleep, you are fully submitting to that bioelectric kind of transfer of energy. So yeah, sleep, rest, but realize that it does get easier, that you are training for that extremely powerful flux that is inevitable. And when it hits, you're going to be able to withstand that frequency because you integrated. A lot of other people, I can't say the same about. It really does take a certain level of grounding your energy, your frequency, and doing the inner work, because doing the inner work actually elevates your vibration. So in doing that, you synchronize with that upcoming resonance and whatever it brings. And this is just from what we've had as of today. I've been checking Schumann every so often. I think we hit 4 2 days ago, kind of hovering in the lows, and then we finally got this huge spike. But the highest on record that I've ever recorded, and this is just on my end personally, because Scuba and I did a deep dive back into 2012, and that was a trip. But the highest on record that I've had within, say, the past 4 years, 5 years, has been 170. And that was insane. I still remember that day when it happened. And that was only a minimal. I mean, when we talk about the sun doing its thing, and just as Scuba was mentioning earlier, when it aligns with the planet and the energy is meant for us, because it's important to realize that the sun is a conscious being. It's not conscious in the way that you're conscious of a flower, but it's conscious in its surroundings and its purpose. And so when it releases energy, it does so with intention. And that's why it's important to realize that when this thing hits, I can't even give you a resonance frequency. It's probably going to be off the charts, something that can't even be measured, to be honest. And that's what I'm excited for. The little hints of this make me amped up, and I'm ready for more.
Amen to that. Alrighty, guys. You all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming to episode 12. We will see you next week, hopefully with a topic that is Dylan's map, like I wanted to this week.
Cool. Looking forward to that.
Yep. Either, I want to keep pushing him to talk about his map because I want to do a recording of that and actually have people ask him some questions since they're sitting there looking at it instead of just a little group that he's used to. So I think it'll be fun.
That'd be great. Yeah, I just saw the new map drop. It looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. You have yourselves a wonderful rest of your week. We will see you next time. And as always, keep on seeking.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Have a great night.
You too.
Safe.